Hi everyone, today's headlines. Nagaland government lifts COVID-19 restriction from April 1. Consultative meeting on FSPA on April 4. Disturbed areas under FSPA reduced in Nagaland. Fuel prices hiked again, petrol cost Rs 104.77 per litre in Kohima. Sri Lankan economic crisis. Several injured as protests against President Gotabaya Rajapaksa turns violent, curfew imposed. News in details. Nagaland government lifts COVID-19 restriction from April 1. The government of Nagaland has lifted all restriction and measures for containment of COVID-19 under the Disaster Management Act 2005 beyond March 31. Nagaland Chief Secretary J. Alam in a notification stated that there will not be any further extension of restriction for any activity in the state imposed during the standard operating procedure issued for preventing the spread of COVID-19. Further, the SOP for travelers or tourists entering Nagaland in the context of COVID-19 will also be withdrawn from April 1. However, it advised to continue adhering COVID-19 appropriate behavior such as wearing of face mask in public places, regular washing of hands by soap and water or sanitizer, maintaining physical distancing among others. Consultative meeting on FSPA on April 4. Home Department has informed that a consultative meeting on Armed Forces Act 1958 has been convened on April 4 at 10 am at Rododendro Hall, Officers Mess, Chumukuduma. Chief Minister of Nagaland, Deputy Chief Minister, Ministers, Advisors along with Chief Secretary, DGP and other senior officials will be present in the meeting, the department stated in a notification on Thursday. Disturbed areas under FSPA reduced in Nagaland. In a significant development, the Government of India has decided to reduce the disturbed areas under the Armed Forces Act in Nagaland, Assam and Manipur after decades. The move came 3 months after the central government constituted a high-level committee to examine the possibility of lifting FSPA in Nagaland following the killing of 14 civilians in Mon district by the Indian security forces in a case of mistaken identity. The tragic incident that took place in December last year triggered a public outcry from the state and beyond to revoke the draconian law, which subsequently led to the formation of a center-level meeting to review the imposition of the act. The Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Thursday announced the decision of the government to partially lift the controversial act. Fuel prices hiked again. Petrol cost Rs 104.77 per litre in Kohima. The prices of petrol and diesel were hiked again on Thursday by 80 paisa each per litre, prompting the rate to increase across the country, though it varied from state to state over difference in local taxation. On Thursday, petrol cost Rs 104.77 per litre and Rs 91.01 per litre for diesel in Kohima, according to Indian Oil Corporation Limited. In Delhi, petrol was Rs 101.81 per litre and diesel Rs 93.7 per litre after the latest hike. Sri Lankan economic crisis. Several injured as protest against President Gotabaya Rajapaksa turns violent. Curfew imposed. Hundreds of protesters gathered outside the residence of Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa on Thursday against government handling of crippling economic crisis. To disperse the crowd, security forces fired into the crowd, but it was not clear if they had fired live rounds or rubber bullets. Tear gas and water cannon were also used against protesters demanding Rajapaksa's resignation. Protesters also set fire to an army bus parked near Rajapaksa's home in Colombo's Mirihana residential quarter as well as police vehicle. That's all for now. To get these latest news, don't forget to subscribe this channel. Thank you.